we're back with everyone's favorite segment, 21 questions. And we're going 21 questions rapid fire with the governor, Camden Dempsey. We'll start here, Governor. What is the best video game of all time?
Ooh. See, okay, I grew up playing Wii. I was like, my parents never let me have like an Xbox or anything, but I just got an Xbox a couple of weeks ago. I've been grinding out Red Dead Redemption 2. Absolutely love it. I've been in like a bit of a cowboy samurai kick. So that's my vote.
What were you rocking on Wii?
Oh, I was Mario Kart and then just Wii Sports. I would kick anyone's butt Wii bowling.
Wii bowling, that's the one?
Wii bowling is sick.
Wii bowling, yep.
Let's go. Camden, if football didn't exist, what sport would you play and why?
Okay, aspirationally, I'd love to be a golfer. I'm teaching my future kids how to golf, and like they don't have a choice in it. Like they're going to be amazing golfers and get scholarships and all that. I grew up swimming and skiing. So if my knees could handle it, I'd be like a crazy alpine skier, like be doing that. But I hated the speed suits. They were just like those like lycra suits that you'd have to stuff yourself into. I hated those. So instead, I'd be a swimmer. That I was always a 400 freestyle or a IM. Those were my two races.
What is your top 3 artists in your favorite genre?
Okay, I'm weird. I am country and EDM, which people don't think goes together, but like there's a new genre thing called like EDM, which is actually like kind of sick. But like for me, I was just at the Zach Bryan concert on Friday, so love Zach Bryan. I am also a huge Kygo fan, so like Tropical House and then Martin Garrix. Those are like my top 3 artists.
It's so funny that you say that because I was also at the Zach Bryan concert and I was talking to someone about what their favorite genre of music is, and they literally said Tropical House. So
really? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
It was a weird synergy there.
You are the governor of Colorado football. If you were the governor of the state of Colorado, what would be the first thing you'd change?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd say you can't drive massive semi-trucks on I-70, like between like normal driving hours. Like you have to be like, or like you have to get like a Colorado driver's license certification if you're from out of state. Like sometimes it drives me crazy. But like those massive semis on I-70 that just plug everything up, like they should have to drive that stuff at night or like super late or early in the morning.
Coloradans, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you're having a dream dinner party. You have 3 spots at the table with you. You can have anyone in history at the table with you for dinner. Who do you got?
Marcus Aurelius, because like I really like the kind of stoicism, wants some good history, some good table talk, but I also want someone to like keep it pretty, like keep it flowing, a little bit controversial. So I might go like maybe Elon Musk, and that's like Marcus Aurelius, Elon Musk, and then like I feel like I need an athlete in there too. So I'd probably go with Michael Phelps. Those would be like my 3, which I know is like a really weird combo, but I think it'd be kind of a cool dinner.
No, that's great.
That's a very interesting
yeah, that's
one.
awesome.
Who's the funniest person on the team? Sorry, Jake.
Shiloh. I think so last summer, my sister interned at CU and for like the strength staff, and she would always she was like basically like strength coaching him. And the banter that I saw between the two of them was so funny. Like as a brother, I'm like, that's Shiloh Sanders. And my sister's like, I don't care. Like he is like who I'm training right now. And they'd always have some really funny banter. He'd always be like, I don't want to get beat up by your brother. So Shiloh is probably one of my favorite personalities on the team.
If you had to eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, what restaurant you picking?
Probably Chick-fil-A, even though my waistline wouldn't agree with me on that. So probably Chick-fil-A on that.
There's a massive problem with that choice.
Guilty as charged.
You wouldn't be able to eat food on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
Oh, exactly. You're right. Oh, that's bad. Well, maybe my waistline would agree with me. Like we're just doing like a 1-day fast. 6 days of like all you can do.
Yeah, it makes up for the 6 days that you are eating Chick-fil-A. That's what it's doing.
Exactly.
If you could give your 15-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Stick with the process and believe in yourself, and it's all going to turn out okay. Because I think, I grew up, I never thought I was going to play college football, let alone I went into high school as a swimmer and a skier, and then somehow turned into an offensive lineman, and then ended up here at CU. So for me, going through those years of recruiting and figuring out what that path after high school is going to look like, it was tough at times, especially with like going through COVID and everything like that. Like I was recruited during COVID, so I never got any college visits. I never went anywhere. So that for me, I think would be my big piece of advice.
You mentioned Marcus Aurelius earlier. It doesn't have to be him, but from anyone. Do you have a favorite quote or saying?
See, yeah, I don't want to be like boring and just spit out some like stoicism one. There's one, my senior quote of high school was from a TV show called Westworld, and it was only boring people get bored. And I think I've tried to take that with me to like my life, because I try and do a lot, obviously, between football and all the stuff I've been doing in business and stuff. And so for me, I try and keep it as busy as possible, and that's what keeps me going. That's where I get a lot of my energy from.
It's an emergency. Something has happened to the pilot, and they're just like, Governor, we need you to land the plane. Does the plane land safely?
Absolutely. I'm an Eagle Scout. I could land that thing if I really wanted. I mean, I don't know how to fly a plane, but I'm pretty sure I could figure it out, or at least like crash it very nicely in the sun. So.
Nice soft crash.
Exactly.
What's the biggest animal you think you could beat in hand-to-hand combat?
Probably,
wild things that your teammates have said about this.
Yeah. I'd say, like, are we going on like the if I beat something really big, or like does it have to be something really vicious that would get me a lot of respect? Because if I'm just going like just solely for beating it, I could beat up a panda bear pretty good, and that's pretty big. But that makes me sound really mean.
I just imagined the cutest panda just getting pummeled by you.
I mean, you said you wanted big. Like biggest like mean animal. I think I could probably go hand to hand with like a black bear, not a grizzly bear, but like a black bear that, you know, probably could throw down with that.
He's in the bear club with all these other guys.
Don't agree. If you're in the car, which teammate would you never hand the aux cord?
I'm pretty sure all of my teammates would say me, because not a lot of guys like want to listen to country and tropical house. Like I'm always the one in there in the morning, because special teams sometimes list before the other groups, and I'm always the one in there putting on country, and then the moment any other guy gets in there, they're switching it to their stuff. I mean, I also don't want to listen to like solely like Latin music, so I probably wouldn't hand it to Mata, because that's like his entire repertoire of music. Like unless I'm in the mood for that. If I'm in the mood for like feeling like I'm down in Mexico for like, 48 hours on like a long road trip, sure, great. But otherwise, he's not getting the aux.
That's amazing.
If you could change the result of any sports game ever, which game are you changing the result of, and why?
I think any Super Bowl in which the Chiefs have won, I would love to change that.
Yes, great job. Yeah.
My guy.
Go ahead.
Actually, I've got one more to add to that too. The game against USC, like the CU game against USC last year, that was so freaking close, and like it was. That drives me nuts. So I'd love to fix that one too.
I would change a different one from last year, but we don't talk about it on this show. I'm going aside a little bit, but are you an all Colorado sports fan?
Yes, light. Like I'm not like I don't like strictly follow it, but like I'm a native. I've grown up in the state. I know enough about it to at least be somewhat conversant.
Okay.
But Broncos, right?
Yeah, Broncos.
Hell yeah. If you could live in the world of a game or a movie, which game or movie are you picking?
I would love to honestly live in probably like Game of Thrones. Like that's one of like my favorite TV shows. And there's something like, okay, first of all, I am very pale. And so like anywhere where I could get away to like a very like Nordic or like Ireland type place for a while, like I definitely live up in the north. But like there's just something so badass about like dragons and swords and like fighting in castles. Like I don't know, like sometimes it doesn't look all that great, but I think love it.
Let's go.
What's the best body of water, lakes, rivers, or oceans?
Oceans, without a doubt. I love like being able to look out over the horizon, because like Colorado, we don't have too many lakes that like you can like not see the horizon on. But I'm like a huge ocean guy. I love to scuba dive. Any chance I have, love to get out on the ocean, scuba dive, boat. Like that's my happy place.
What's your favorite road trip snack?
I am a solid nerds clusters guy, which is nice
Yeah.
because if you eat too many, then you like dissolve your own stomach lining. So it's like a good little built-in. Like you can't eat. You can always eat too many Oreos, but if you eat too many nerds clusters, you're kind of in trouble.
Do you have any secret talents?
I am actually a very good whistler. Like that's something that I've been told by a lot of people is like my whistling is like actually like top tier. So it probably wouldn't show up well over the show, but like in person next time I see you guys, we'll jam something out in like the stairwell of champs or whatever.
Let's go.
We'll have you just like rip a solo like Freebird.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to go on a road trip with 3 of your teammates. Which 3 are you bringing with you?
Ooh, I'm bringing JB because he knows how to catch fish. So if our car got stuck, I mean, we would at least have food. I'd bring Mata. I wouldn't give him the ox, but I'd bring him because he is like the best person to hang out around. And then I'd also bring Ben Finiseth because he is he just always knows where the party is. That guy is one of my favorites to hang out around.
If we pulled all these players that we've done this with, I think JB is number 1 for people who people want to bring on the road
JB
trip.
most likely to be invited on a road trip on the team.
Absolutely.
And I said he also likes country.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What's your favorite TV show ever?
I am up there between Westworld and Game of Thrones. I'm like a big music guy. I used to play trumpet, but like I love shows with like a really good original score. So like Game of Thrones and Westworld, amazing. And then they've got it's produced by the brother. Well, one of them's produced by the brother of Christopher Nolan, and I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. So any of those movies, I'm a huge fan of. So like House of the Dragon is on HBO right now, and I'm absolutely loving that show. So that's super hype.
Last one, Jake. Make it good.
You could pick a walk-up song before your games. What song are you picking and why?
I like All the Lights with Kanye West and Rihanna. Like it's just electric, and like that to me screams like I think I heard it like once at one of my high school football games, and I never heard it again, and I was absolutely devastated. And then I heard it again, and I think at like one of the CU games, and I'm like, let's go. So that to me, it's like super exciting. Like that'd be my go-to.
Yeah, like night game.
Yep.
Those horns drop as you're coming out of the tunnel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be fire. All right, there it is. 21 questions with the governor, Camden Dempsey. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Go Buffs.